Hello and welcome, I'm Tim and this is SV Paquita. But as you can see, I'm not on SV Paquita, and Paquita is actually on the hard right now waiting for her big refit, hopefully in April. The weather warms up by then. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about something that is very dear to me and has been weighing on me for a little while, and I thought it'd be fun to talk to you guys about it, and that is that maybe you guys should be thinking about giving up your paper charts. Whoa, I know what you guys are thinking. I'm probably going to hear everybody in the comments saying, I will never give up my paper charts. There's nothing better than a paper chart, blah, 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 blah. I get it, dude. I get it. All of us have studied hard to learn how to plot, do all of our terrestrial navigation. That's wonderful, and that's good. But there's a reason why the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Coast Guard, and as far as I know, all the commercial carriers, at least the red flag, the ones like us that do, move petroleum products, have had to remove all of our paper charts from the boats. It's part of human nature to be resistant to change, especially when we have a bias where we have invested a lot of time and energy to learn a skill, and a skill that maybe you're really good at, that maybe other people aren't so good at. You're really proud of that, and I understand that. Believe me, I understand that. I've spent my life doing this. But they didn't do it for willy-nilly. It is for a good reason. We've had to give up paper charts for many different reasons. Although I can't speak for our company, I can only make this assumption. But I think that one of the reasons why 6 months ago, or maybe even a year ago, we were sent a memo saying that we had to remove all the paper charts from the boat, and the captain actually had to sign off that they were removed. And it comes down to liability. And that's where I say this has to do with you guys, us, the sailing community, is that we all have these paper charts for the area that we need, and we've invested heavily in them. I know Paquita used to have charts basically from Maine all the way down to the end of the islands, just about Venezuela. And that's a huge chart catalog for a sailing boat. And the idea of giving those up, well, of course, we gained a lot in space. There's a lot of room now that we don't have those. But here's the thing. 52 times a year, every week, NOAA prints Notice to Mariners, and on those Notice to Mariners, it's all chart corrections, and sometimes they're buoys that are out of place. Sometimes a shoal has been detected. Sometimes an obstruction has popped up. A sunken vessel, that sort of thing. Maybe light characteristics have changed. The height of eye on a beacon, a range marker, lighthouse, all those things. And so traditionally we would have to spend a lot of time, 20 years ago we used to have all these sheets of paper. It was like the contact stuff, and it had all the little symbols on there. So there was a buoy symbol, for a red buoy, and one for a green buoy, and one for a yellow buoy, and you'd scratch those off on the chart, and you change that. Then you'd have to catalog who did the change and what time, what the date was that it got changed, and that sort of thing. But I don't think that many people on sailboats do that. And you say, well, the bottom doesn't change that much. It does change. It doesn't change a lot, but if you look at a lot of your surveys, a lot of the surveys that the charts have are from a long, long time ago. So a lot of the updates that come are stuff that are added to a survey. They've noticed that there is a shoal now that there wasn't. They're not going to survey the whole region, but they'll put that wreck that's there, or whatever it might be that's changed. Anyway, I'm just saying that whether you're a guy that likes paper charts, raster charts, or vector charts, times are changing. 10 years ago, I used to have arguments with people that used to tell me that you should never leave without having a sextant on board and all your site reduction tables and all that sort of stuff. And very few people are saying that nowadays, especially because, and people, people that want to fight with me always want to say, well, the GPS system could go down. It could go down. You're absolutely right. But most of us all also use GLONASS as well. So we have redundant systems. The people in Europe have their own system. India has its own system. China has its own system. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that times change. So we should be aware. If you choose to keep all the charts you have on the boat and you choose to do that, that's fine. But just have it in the back of your mind that there's a reason why people are choosing not to do that. And that reason is that there's a good possibility that the information you're using is dated. And now, with just a click of a button, all that stuff can be updated. Some people, if you're not familiar, one of the differences between raster charts and vector charts. In fact, let me just show you what this looks like. Let me show you. Have this all the way up. Hopefully it won't flicker on the screen. Okay, it looks all right. All right, so let me, this right here, let me show you what we're doing. This is so here's a vector chart, and then this is the raster chart. And actually we have it. Since they've stopped making raster charts, they haven't even updated this one. But raster charts are the ones that look like the paper charts, the ones you're familiar with. See, this here's a route planning chart. That's the one that we're all familiar with. This is New York Harbor. And if I switch over here, there was a lot of us that didn't like vector charts because vector charts don't look exactly like, they have a different feel than just a photograph of a paper chart or a scanned in image of a paper chart. But some of the things that are great about a vector chart is that instead of having the whole thing just as basically a scan file, all the information is you're able to move everything. So in other words, you can move these blue areas, you can change everything on a chart. I'm not trying to make you go one way or another. I'm just saying that those that aren't familiar with the difference between a vector and a raster chart. It's been very hard for me to start to embrace vector charts. I've known that they're better for a long time, but like everybody else, I too like what I'm used to, so it's hard to change. But after you change, you realize, they are better. And one of the things they do really well is that when you update it, you don't have to update the whole file. And we don't even do it. You just press the button and it does it automatically. But instead of bringing a whole new file down, it just changes the spot on the chart that needs to be corrected, whether it's a obstruction or a shoal or a boundary marker or any of those things. So anyway, when having that, most of the charting companies out there, or at least most of the reputable ones, you get those updates for free. So you just click update and it comes down for free, and that's really good. You don't get that with your paper charts. And if you were to just update today's Notice to Mariner, you would have missed all the updates. If you don't do it every week, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So having an electronic service that does that for you, and especially one that, if it doesn't cost you anything, is something really beneficial. And they all say in sailing or cruising anyway that if we haven't run aground, we will soon. Well, let's try not to run aground. And so if we can do anything to make it better, then that's great. So, look at that. I'm at work. I got to go to work. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Oh, I hate it when work gets in the way. Now I got to remember what I was talking about. Oh, let's see here. See if I can remember this. So anyway, times are changing. And in the vein of changing times and changing technology, I wanted to have you think about something that I would have thought would be inconceivable to me just a few years ago. I've really changed my mind about. And this kind of gets back into the whole thing about those of us, like me, who watch a lot of sailing videos and see these guys and say, oh, look at these guys, what are they doing, blah, 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 blah. And then when I have to think to myself, well, you know what? They're the ones that are over in Thailand right now. They're the ones that are in Indonesia right now. They sailed over there, and I'm over here. So maybe they know something that I don't. Maybe I should be listening more to them and stop being so judgmental. Well, a few of the sailing channels that I'm a patron of two of them have just finished their circumnavigations. Sailing Nahoa and Sailing Yacht Florence. Both of them just finished their circumnavigations, and neither one of them, I believe, has what I would call a dedicated nav system, an MFD, a multifunction display. And then I think of the other ones I like the old Sea Dog, Barry. He's in like Australia or somewhere. He's somewhere down there. And then Wind Hippie Sailing, she's down in Vanuatu or something like that. And both of them single-handed sailed all the way over there just with, and all these people just did everything with a tablet. And years ago, I'd say, that's kind of that's not right. Well, you know what? I've had to readjust, and believe me, I have a bias about this as well. I was fortunate that when I bought Paquita, the previous owner had invested extremely heavily on a huge, in probably what I would say the most thorough, the best equipped Garmin suite that you could get. He probably spent $25,000 on the system. From everything, it's all integrated into a beautiful NEMA 2000 network. And we have everything from a Doppler radar to a 12-inch display and yada, yada, yada. All of that's great, and I love it. But now as I get closer to hopefully cutting the lines one day and getting off of the tugboat and onto the sailboat, I hope that I too, or I shouldn't say I hope, I am starting to realize that there are things that I need and things that I want, and I have to figure those out, because if I get all the things that I want, I'll be cutting into the money that I would normally use to go sailing. And, in this case, about $25,000 worth of stuff. Anyway, I have it, I'm using it, I love it, and that's great. But just know it's the season right now where all of us are itching to get out on the water. We can't wait to launch our boat in the spring. We all want to get out there and do everything. I know it's breaking my heart. This is the first time since I've owned Paquita that she hasn't been in the water. It's driving me crazy. And so it's tempting to buy a lot of stuff. And Lord knows I did this back when I went to the boat show in Annapolis. I dropped almost $30,000 on stuff to put on Paquita when I do the refit in the spring. And if you are thinking of updating, upgrading, doing anything like that to your navigation stuff, look, you're the master of your own vessel. You have to do what you have to do. I'm just saying that times have changed. What we used to do years ago, we don't have to do now. One could say, the Loran C has been great. When we used to use Loran A and it was terrible, and then Loran C came and it was the most wonderful thing, and I don't need anything else because I love my Loran C. You don't hear anybody make that argument anymore now. And so I'm just saying that if it doesn't matter whether you're on a budget or not, everything costs money. So you have to kind of weigh it out. Does it make sense to drop $20,000 on a beautiful integrated system? Or does it make sense to buy a couple very capable units for, less than 10% of that cost that do everything that you were talking about before? And the new units today, they're all integrated through, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all that. So on your tablet, you can bring up AIS, you can bring up your radar information. You can also bring up your, you don't have to use the GPS from your tablet. You can bring that up from information on the NEMA 2000 network. So anyway, I'm not telling you to get rid of what you have. If you have it and you're using it and that's great, I am telling you, just be careful about your charts. Everybody wants a paper chart, and the sector is moving away from that. So some of us have moved away from it completely. I haven't given up all my charts. I still keep some charts around for, like, passage planning, so I can put things down. It's kind of nice that way. But I've probably reduced my chart inventory at least by 90, if not 95%. And anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you ready? Are you ready to give up your paper charts? And are you happy with the charting systems that you have? Have you figured out that if you have a charting system, you can update it? And have you figured out that you don't have to pay for the updating service, that most charting systems will allow you to update them free? Not all of them, but many of them will. That's kind of a good thing. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, and let me know what your plans are for the spring. I can't wait to start working on Paquita, and I hope... Sorry I haven't made any videos for you guys. There's been some stuff going on in my personal life. My patrons knew about it, but I don't know what my future is going to entail for the immediate future anyway, because I'm be taking care of a loved one. But anyway, I do plan to do some system videos. A lot of people have been asking about those, and let me know if there's something that you guys want me to talk about that we're not on the boat. If you guys want me to do a video, I've been thinking might be fun to talk about plotting on paper versus plotting electronically. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Hang in there with me. Paquita will sail again one day, hopefully sooner than later. And you guys stay safe, and I'll see you on the one.